Shalom. Shalom. All praises. All praises. I'll get started. Shalom, family. Give me 1 second, Israel. We're going to jump right into it. Shalom, Israel. All praises. All praises. We're going to let a couple people get in. We're going to let a couple people get in. Then we'll get started. Hope everybody's having a blessed Sabbath. All praises. Hope everybody is having a blessed Sabbath as I am. All praises. It's going to be just me tonight. Shout out to the elder resting on this beautiful Sabbath. It's going to be me tonight. And I'm going to jump right into it, man. So as you guys can see, I have up here Israelites' own vain opinions. All right. Fringes or tassels, history of the Mexicans, Q&A. So hopefully we could get through all of these different topics that I have within the title. One thing I want to say, Israel, and this is no slight to anybody. Let me just go ahead and put out a disclaimer. This is no slight to anybody, but I do want to address this. Okay. Israel has a lot of vain opinions. So there was a video that I did not too long ago. It was a good video. I actually uploaded it this week. New video, and there's a couple of comments that I want to just get right into it. I don't want to take too long. Shalom to everybody that's hopping on. I hope everybody's having a blessed Sabbath. Shalom, Chad. Shalom, Prospect. What is that? Aria. Shalom. I think Reminats. I think that's how you say your name. Forgive me if I mispronounced your name. But shalom to all of the people that's coming on. Shalom to Sister Hadessa. Shalom to you too and your household, sis, as well. So Israel has a lot of vain opinions, man. One thing about myself and one thing that I pride myself on doing, and I teach the brothers at BOW, is that we follow the Bible. All right, we follow the Bible. We try to stick as close to the scriptures as we can. All right, that's one thing about us here at Believers of the Way. Shalom, King V. Shalom, Zion, Israel. Shalom, family. We try to stick as close to the scriptures as we can. We try to leave out vain opinions. And I'm going to give you an example of some vain opinions real quick. And this is going into the topic of tassels or fringes. Now, let me give a disclaimer. This is no disrespect to anybody that wears tassels. I got a lot of brothers that like to wear tassels. So this is no disrespect to brothers that wear tassels. But I do want to touch on something um, and give you a perspective from my understanding of the scriptures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the video, right? There was a new video. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. All right. I'm going to share my screen, jump right into it. All right. Screen is shared. And then I'm going to go to this video. So we did this video not too long ago. All right. Titled Negro Land Map, why we don't wear tizzits or tassels plus more. So in this video, it was a good dialogue, had a good dialogue with a good brother. Hopefully I'll see this brother this Sabbath for class. Real good brother. And in the midst of this dialogue, the brother asks, do we prefer fringes or tassels, right? So of course, at any question that's asked, we're going to answer. So since the brother asked, do we wear fringes or tassels? We continue. Briefly, real brief. I didn't go too deep into it, but I kept it real brief on why we wear fringes, real brief. But today I'm going to actually give a more thorough understanding through the spirit of the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai as they allow me to be led by the Spirit. Hold on one second, family. Hold on one second. So you know, so we answered the brother's questions, and it was a real good video. So if you haven't checked that video out, please do. Right, we uploaded it 2 days ago. Real good video. So it was a couple of key things that I want to key on. Some comments. All right, a couple comments that I want to key on. Let's see. Let me find this comment. Couple comments that inspired today's class. Oh, here it is right here. So also too, shout out to whoever this brother is. There's no disrespect with this brother. I just wanted to use this as an example of why Israel can be gone off with their vain opinion. Matter of fact, let me pull up that scripture. All right. All right, this is Sirach. We got to be careful, Israel. This is Sirach chapter 3, verse 24. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion has overthrown good judgment. So it says many are deceived by their own vain opinion, right? The reason why I pull out this scripture is because the brother, I think his name is Kenneth, all right, he comments this comment. He said, I don't see nothing wrong with wearing the tizzit, all right, or the tassel. I think they're cool, all right? Immediately, and like I said, no disrespect to this brother. This is his own opinion. Immediately what stood out to me is that now we're doing things in the nation of Israel because they're cool. We're no longer doing things because it is the law of the Most High God. We are doing things because it is cool. All right. There was no precept that was brought out. There was no understanding. And maybe this brother is new in the truth. Maybe this brother is new in the understanding. Maybe this brother doesn't know too much. So I'm not judging this brother based off of this comment. But one thing I do want to touch on is that more and more that I've been in this truth, and I've been in this truth for a little bit, all praise to the Most High for the time that I've been in it, I'm starting to see that Israel likes to do things because it is cool. All right. I no disrespect, but I am starting to see brothers wear tassels a little bit more. All right. I'm seeing that more. And like I said, this is no disrespect, but this is just BOW's understanding of the scriptures, which we're going to pull it out, right? And I don't want Israel to get caught up into doing something because it looks cool or it is cooler. All right. We do not do things because it is cool. So the brother says, I don't see nothing wrong wearing the tissits, right? Off top, it's I don't see nothing wrong. Now, again, in the video, I gave a disclaimer. I said no disrespect to brothers that wear tassels, but at the same time, why don't you see nothing wrong with it? What scriptural understanding has been brought out? And we're gonna bring everything out thus far. We're gonna bring everything out. But what scriptural understanding has been brought out? And then there was another brother too that also commented. Let me see where his comments are. All right. It was two brothers. It was this comment and where it was another comment as well. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So now it was another comment. This brother right here, right? Um, and again, no disrespect to whoever this brother is. I think his name is Ghost. I'm gonna just call the brother Ghost. So the brother says you can put tassels anywhere. Now, I'm gonna explain it as we continue to go on. We're gonna bring out precepts. We're gonna bring out some history, the whole nine. So as we continue to go, brother says you can put tassels anywhere. The reason why the brother said this is because if you go back and watch the video, if you haven't seen the video already, I explained to the brother that asked the question to begin with, explain to me how the tassels in the form of how the Jewish community wears them, how it could be put on the border of your garment, seeing that we used to wear long garments in the ancient world. We used to wear what's called tunics, and we used to wear like long garments, right? So how would you be able to put the tassels that the Jewish community wear today? How would you be able to put that on the border of your garment? Right now we're going to read the scriptures and you're going to see why I'm saying the border of the garment. Right, normally from the things that I've seen, brothers can correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody, if you want to have a discussion on it, you can hit it. I can send you a link, we can have a discussion on it. From what I've seen, tassels are something that you just clip on, or it's like a attachment situation and you attach it to your belt or you attach it to your pants, so on and so forth. But the scripture says you put it on the border of your garment, right? We're going to bring the scripture up. But he proceeds to say you could put tassels anywhere. Where do these doctrine come from? Now, obviously, I guess he's trying to attack, our understanding, which I'm going to give you full breakdown on why we wear fringes. But the brother says you could put tassels anywhere, which you got to show me that. Now, again, let me go ahead and put the replies. Go ahead and put the replies. I proceed to say, explain how. Explain to me how you put the tassels in the form that the Jewish community wears them on a tunic or a long garment, right? I'm not talking about a clip on the side. I'm talking about at the border of the garment. I say, I meant to say, how do you put tassels on the bottom of a dress or a robe? But again, how do you put tassels on the bottom of a woman's dress? All right. Is it a clip on? Also too, the ribbon of blue, right? It says and on the border ribbon of blue. But I'm a kind of go through his understanding, because his understanding is going to give a reason why they put the ribbon of blue around. Normally, when I see brothers wearing tassels, they put the ribbon of blue around the tassel going down, right? Because from this brother's understanding, the border is just the outerwear of the garment, from this brother understanding. But let's read his statement, and we're gonna break this whole thing down today. I gotta go into this, but Israel, because this is just something that just irked me a little bit, and I just really, really, really want to touch on it, and I want to really break it down on why we do what we do. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of pains me a little bit that a lot of Israelites are going away from the fringes and going to tassels. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm a little biased. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm a little biased in that, but it does make me feel some way that brothers are choosing to leave the fringe aspect, and I'm seeing more and more brothers wear tassels. Now, all praises, I'm seeing more and more brothers waking up in general, but there's something to the fringe look and actually wearing it that I actually, and this is just my opinion in terms of the fringes, But even though I have scriptures to back up why we wear them the way we wear them, this is just my opinion. It just hurts me that I see more and more and more of the tassel look, and it kind of seems like you can kind of get away with the tassel look. The tassel look is like more widely accepted, you know what I mean? Because in the secular world, from my opinion, because of the Jewish community, it's more widely accepted. When you see fringes, that's something that's it's kind of different. It kind of stands out a little bit more. It's kind of like a little. It's not as secular as, and when I say secular, I'm not saying in a sinful way, but more widely accepted by the community. All right. So it kind of, hurts me that we kind of going the easy route, you know what I mean? In my opinion, like it's more cooler looking. It's not as all across the garment, it kind of hurts me a little bit. But anyway, he says you sew it on like any other thread. Now, now me personally, I have never seen tassels in the way the Jewish community wear them sewn on. I've never seen it. I'm not, and the reason why I'm saying I never seen it, because maybe someone has seen it. I've never seen a tassel the way the Jew. And I worked at a Jewish. I worked in a Jewish community. All right, I worked in a Jewish community, and I have seen how they wear their tassels, and it's more so like a clip-on method. So I haven't seen it sewn on a thread. Now, one can make an argument. Well, we'll read it, right? It says ancient Israelites didn't wear fringes on their t-shirt. Now, obviously, we got some brothers. He might be from GMS. We got brothers from GMS. They teach our, and some brothers, right? They have the persuasion you can't wear fringes on a t-shirt, whatever. I guess that's taking a shot. We're going to talk about that too. The whole you can't wear fringes on a t-shirt. We're going to go ahead and talk about that or whatever. So, but he nonetheless he continues to say you can't wear fringes on the t-shirt. All right, we're gonna disprove all of this in a second with the scriptures. All right, So then I proceed to say a t-shirt is a modern day tunic, just shortened. That's why it's called a t-shirt. And you get your tassels from the Babylonian Talmud. It's not an Israelite custom. Now, again, the modern day, when I say t-shirt, I'm not just talking about a white tee. All right. I'm not just talking about a hear me? Mic check. Can brothers hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, Israel. Let me know if you can hear me. Put sevens in the chat if you can hear me. All right. All praises. Okay, 7-7. Okay, calm. Uh, all praises. All praises. Okay. All right. All praises. All right, calm. We back with it. We back with it. Okay. So, so again, I'm gonna go into all of this. So then that was my response to the brother. So then he responds, T-shirt has nothing to do with tunic. A T from the shape of the shirt with the shortened sleeves form a T shape. Tassel do not come from the Talmud. It comes from Numbers 15:38, which we're going to go into that. When you read the Hebrew Old Testament, okay, he said if you knew the Hebrew, you'll see exactly how. Look the word zissit in Numbers 15:38. Par excuse me, that with Matthew 9 and 20, which is a aspect of Christ, and you will see tassels when sewn into the bottom of Christ's garment. So again, um, he gives me an example, but he's using Christ in the scriptures. I wanted an example of real life time where we could see the tassel in the form that the fake Jews wear. Right. And then he said, stop teaching man-made doctrine. Okay. So we're gonna get into this. So let's actually go to Numbers 15. All right. Let's go to Numbers 15 real quick. And let's start with Numbers 15. All right. Start with Numbers chapter 15. Right? All praises. Numbers chapter 15. Let's get to it. All right. And let's 38. Okay. So it says, Speak. Let me zoom in. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. So this is a forever thing. All right. We know generations come and go, generations change. And we also know throughout generations, and when they change, clothing also changes. All right. There's a not only just the evolution of generations, but there also is an evolution of clothing that each generation wears. Mic check. Shalom. Shalom, family. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Man, Satan is really trying to stop this word tonight. Shalom, family. Salakia. He's really trying to stop this word. Put sevens in the chat if you can hear me again, Israel. He really trying to stop this word. He ain't gonna stop this word though. All right. Everybody still there? Shalom. Forgive me. Forgive me. Mic check. Put sevens in the chat if you can hear. All right, man. Satan he trying to desperately stop this word. We're not gonna let him do that though, Israel. We're not gonna let him do that. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. We ain't gonna let him stop the word. Can't stop the word, Satan. You don't know who we are. We resilient people. We Israelites. We're gonna come back stronger. Ain't that right, Israel? We're gonna come back stronger. We're gonna come back stronger. All praises. We back. We back. We back. We back. No, it wasn't AV. It was the internet. The internet cut out for some odd reason. So let's get back into it. All right. So this is Numbers 15. Let's get back in it. All right. And 30. Actually 38. Okay. So it says, speak unto the children of Israel. All right. And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. So we want to go into that word fringe because this is what the brother said. The brother said, when you go back to his comment, let's go back to the brother's comment. All right. So we're going to slow roast this a little bit, Israel. I want y'all to have a full understanding of why we do what we do. All right. So his comment was, if you knew the Hebrew, you'll see exactly how. Look up the word zizit in Numbers 15:38. All right. So when you look up the word fringe in Numbers 38, it's H6734, and it goes into fringe, tassel, lock. Fringe, that's the outline of biblical usages. Fringe, tassel, lock. Okay. When you read the Strong's definition, it goes and it says a forelock of hair, a tassel, fringe, lock. So it can mean tassel and it can mean fringe. Okay. So now a tassel is a type of fringe. Let's get an example of that. Okay. Let's get an example of that. So semantics wise, a tassel is a type of fringe. Okay. This is a tassel. Let's type in Jewish tassel. All right. So this is a tassel. All right, or a tisset. Okay. And see how it has the clip on. See how it has the little clip on. See, these are the ones that I always see. I always see the ones where it's the clip on, right? These are the ones that I see. Let's try to look at some more. See if there's some more. Here's another example. Here's some more tassels. See, they're all clip-ons. Clip-ons, clip-ons, clip-ons. All right. This is the Jewish tassel. All right. So these are the ones that brothers are leaning to wearing more. All right. And mind you, it is a fringe, or it's a type of fringe. It is. It is. But now the question is this what the Lord commanded us and how to wear them is the question. All right. You even got a Jewish man right here. I think he has both on. Got the little poncho style gird. Let me see. Here it is right here. I think he has both on. You see, he has more of the style fringe that we wear, and then he also has the long fringe, or the long, what we will call a tassel, even though they're the same thing. All right. So you see the ones he has sewed on. This is more of the style that I'm leaning to, right? This style right here. This is more of the style that the brothers are leaning to, but and then you see he has his border right here, even though I'm not sure if that's blue or not, but he also has his border right here. Okay, his border is right here. All right, you can see the border. I think that is blue. His little border blue, or it might be black, but you can still see that he has the little border on his garment, right? So now, is it supposed to be elongated like this, or is it supposed to be like how it is here? All right, let's get another example of that. Okay, let's get another example. All right, let's look up fringe. Uh, so this is how we wear it. All right, so you got the ribbon, you got the border of blue, and you got the fringe. Now notice it's still a tassel. It's just on the border, the whole it compasses the whole bottom area of the shirts. All right, that's the difference. The difference is it goes and compasses the whole bottom of the shirt. All right, so the question is, how do we wear them? How should we wear them? All right, should we have it in this fashion, and should we have it in this fashion, right, where you have it at the bottom, right? Or should we have it in this fashion where you just have a clip on and you have the blue on the tassel or the fringe itself, right? You see the clip-ons? See the clip-ons? All right. So when you go back to Hebrews 67:34, like again, it's the same word. But now how do we wear it is the question. So now let's go back to Numbers 15. All right. Let's go back to number 15. All right. Let's actually get um before we get Numbers 15, let's actually get, hold on one second, family. Let's go ahead and go here. Boom, boom. Go back there. Let's actually go up a little bit. Salakia. Uh, 41. Let's go down. Boom, boom. Where's that at? Where did I go to? Um, hold on one second. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. All right. So here it is right here. I wanted this one right here. So when you go to the okay, when you go to the different translations, here it is right here, Israel. So when you go to the different translations in Numbers 15:38, when you go to the New International Version, it says, "Speak to the children of Israel, saying to them, throughout your generations to come, ye are to make tassels on the corners of your garments with a blue cord on each tassel." All right, here it is right here. This is the New Living Translation. "Give the following instruction to the people of Israel throughout the generations of to come. You must make tassels of the hem of your clothing." Right, we're going to get into that word hem. So I'm just getting different translations. It says, "Speak to the people of Israel and tell them to make tassels on the corners of their garments throughout their generations, and to put a cord of blue on the tassel of each corner." Okay, So here it says the corner of the garments. So the reason why I'm going to these other translation is because you can actually see where it says the corner. All right, this is the New King James Version. It says, speak to the children of Israel to tell them to make tassels on the corners of their garments throughout their generations, and to put a blue thread in the tassels of the corners. All right, and then obviously here's the King James, which says, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. Okay, so when we have all of these different understandings and translations, the reason why I'm going into is because I want you to focus on that word corner, because that's another thing that brothers bring out on the corners, and they'll put the tassels on the four corners of a garment. But when you look at a shirt doesn't have corners on it. Okay, a shirt doesn't have corners on it. All right, and when you see a shirt, if you're putting it on corners, so-called corners on a shirt, a corner doesn't mean just one section of a shirt, like one here, one there, one there. The corner just means, and I'm going to prove this to you, a corner just means the whole circumference of the shirt. I'm going to give you a great example of that. Let me give you an example of that. All right. When you look up, scriptures that talk about the four corners, like this one, okay, this is Isaiah 11 and 12. Look at this. It says, and ye shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Four corners of the earth. All right. Now, the question would be, four corners of the earth. Is this just one corner here, one corner there, one corner there, maybe Asia Minor here, maybe America here, like whatever the corners will be in the earth? Or is this talking about throughout the entire globe when it says the four corners? As we see, this is an example, right? So anytime brothers say it has to be in the corners, it has to be one corner there. Shirts don't have corners, as we can see. A shirt doesn't have a corner. All right, a shirt is circular in shape, for the lack of better words. So when it says the corners, it's talking about the entire bottom part of the shirt. All right. We can see that through the precepts. Remember, the scripture says, through thy precepts I get understanding. So if we have brothers understanding and they say, well, yeah, you got to just put it on each corner. Well, according to the Bible, when you look at that four corners and as an example in the scriptures, with what we have, see, one thing about me, family, I'm going to stick as closely to the scripture as I can. I'm going to stick as close to the scriptures as I can. So is it four corners? Is it four corners like this? All right. Let me give you another example. Let's go back, get another example. Is it four corners like this, where you have, here it is right here, one more time. You have, they cut the shirt. You see that? They'll cut the shirt to make a corner. I don't know if y'all can tell, but they'll cut the shirt here to make a corner. They'll cut it, make corners, put one here, one tassel here, one tassel here, and then they'll do it on the other side for four. One tassel here, one tassel here. Now the question would be, did the Most High tell us to cut the border and make four corners? You know, we didn't read that there in the scriptures. We don't read that there. For no translation that you read, we don't read where the Most High says, take your shirt, make four corners, and then put your fringe. Remember, family, I'm going to stick as closely to the scriptures as I can. That's what I'm going to do. All right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick as close to the scriptures as I can. Okay. So is it telling us to cut damn four corners? And we're gonna, don't worry, because I see some little comments here. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about all of the questions and comments, you know, the t-shirt comment, and we don't wear fringes on a shirt and all this other stuff. We're gonna get into all of that. Right now, what I'm focused on is I'm focused on how we wear the fringe. That's what I'm focused on. And then we're going to move on to the whole argument. We're not supposed to even wear fringes on the shirt and all blah, 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 blah. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to talk everything dealing with a fringe. We're going to talk about, then we're going to move on. But through the power of the Most High, I want to make sure that brothers understand this. So you see the Jewish man right here. He cuts his shirt. He makes 4 corners. You get 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. Is that what it's talking about? Well, when we go precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, as Israel is taught to understand, all right? As Israel is taught to understand, hey, look, we see when you look at another example of what 4 corners mean, all right? 4 corners means the entire world, all right? The entire world. How do we know that? Because when we look at Isaiah 11 and 12, it literally says that we're spread in the 4 corners of the earth. And we know that that's not talking about just on certain sections in 4 places of the earth, but that's talking about the entire globe. Zechariah 7:14, Hosea 8 and 8. We're scattered amongst the nations. All right. So 4 corners does not mean just 4 places. 4 corners means the entire circumference of the bottom of your shirt, or if we're going to use it in this example for the world or the earth, it means the earth. This is that simple. All right. So it's that simple. Okay. So again, let's go back to Numbers 15:38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments. Now, let's key in on that. Remember, the scripture says that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments. Now, family, everybody that's in the comments, for the people that's on with us, we burning the midnight oil tonight. Where is the border of your garment? Where's the border of your garment? Whether you choose to wear a shirt or whether you wear a tunic, right? Where's the border of the garment? Let's see. Where's the border of the garment, family? Where's the border of your garment, family? Where's the border of your garment? All right, for everybody that's in the and I want to see the comments. Where's the border of your garment, family? Bottom. Okay, Isaiah Israel said bottom. Okay. Where's the border of your garment? Where is the border of your garment? All right. Bottom all around, just like the border of paper. The bottom edge, which is bottom. The bottom stitch of your dress or shirt, bottom. Somebody said definition of corner, bottom. The circumference of the bottom of the shirt, bottom. Okay. So what we're saying is it's at the bottom. It's very simple. It's at the bottom. A lot of Israel might not like this. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So let me give y'all an example. So now that we see that, we're gonna take this slow, family. So since we see that the Most High God says put it on the bottom of the garment or the border of your garment, and we know the border is the bottom, where's the fringe supposed to go, family? Where is the fringe supposed to go, family? Where is the fringe supposed to go? All right. Where is the fringe supposed to go, family? Since we read Numbers 15 and 38, it says they're going to be at the borders of the garment. We found out that the borders is the bottom. So now where is that going to go? Where's the fringe supposed to be? All right. Okay. Okay. Bottom, bottom, bottom. All right. A couple people already said bottom. All right. Good. The fringe is supposed to be on the bottom. Absolutely. It's supposed to be on the bottom. The border is bottom. When you look up that word in the blue letter, let me share my screen again, because this is serious to me. This is something that I really want to go into. It's important to me. It's important to me because we have to know how. Somebody said on your belt loops. Hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen. That was pretty funny. Uh, on your belt loops. On the bottom, absolutely. It's important. This is important. This is important. This is, to me, this is very important. You have to know how to wear these things. All right. You have to know how to wear these things. So let's go ahead and share the screen again. All right. So here's the word. Here's the word for border. Wing, outline of biblical usages: border, corner, shirt, wing, extremity, skirt, corner of garment, on edge or extremity, specifically of, so bird or army. This had nothing to do with it, but the point is, here it is: border again, corner, end. All right, so we know it has different meanings, but here we see border, we see corner, we see end. So it's supposed to be at the bottom, end, when it comes to clothing, because we see that this word is also attributed to like wings and things like that. We understand that in this aspect we're talking about a garment. All right, so and when it dealing with a garment, it says the border means corner, right? Also means bottom. All right, it also means end. Okay, so now let's go back and let's read it one more time. All right, so here it is again: speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. So now the brother, we're not gonna jump the gun. We're gonna wait. So let me get an example. How would a sister, um how would a sister, when I type in dress with tassels, when I type in dress with tassels, because this is not specific for just men, this is for all Israel. Let me go back. When I type in dress with tassels, this is what comes up. This is an example of what comes up. This is what comes up. These will be considered tassels or fringes. She would be in compliance. Of course, the dress is a little bit too high, needs to be below the knee. But the point is, I'm showing the tassels or the fringe, and all she would need to do is put a ribbon of blue on the outline of the dress. How do you put a tassel in the way that the Jewish community wears theirs on the bottom of a dress for a sister? How would you do that? This is why some brothers teach that the women don't have to wear their tassels. This is why some brothers teach women don't have to wear their tassels or their fringes. They say that's only for the priest or it's only for the men. I don't read that there. I don't when I look, I stick to the scripture. I stick to the scripture. I don't try to read stuff into it. None of that. How do you put tassels? All right. How do you put these tassels? How do you put these tassels on the bottom of a dress? All right. How would you do that? These are the fringes. These are the tassels or the fringes that I support. This right here. I support this. All she would have to do is put a ribbon of blue across that. I support this. But how do you put this on the bottom of a dress? How do you do that? Now, the reason why I'm asking this is because back in the day, all the garments that we would wear, let's go ahead and type in tunic. And tunic. This would be considered a tunic. This is a tunic style clothing right here. There's different eras of tunics, but this would be considered a tunic. It's a long garment. Let's go back a little bit. Let's see. Let's go down. This would be considered a tunic. It's a long garment. All right. This is what we used to wear in the ancient world. We used to wear long garments like this in the ancient world. All right. Not exactly like this, but y'all get the point. We would wear long garments like this back in the day. We would wear long garments like this. So if all the men were wearing long garments like this back in the day, everybody in the ancient world from all cultures, from Chinese culture to yeah, we gonna get there. Somebody said look up the Native Americans. They were properly men and women alike. Absolutely, we gonna get it. Don't trip. We not even done. We just getting started. I'm just right now. What I'm doing, I'm just putting common sense out there. That's all I'm doing. I'm just putting common sense out there. How would you wear this, Salakia? How would you wear this on your belt buckle on a tunic or a dress? You wouldn't be able to. You would have to sew it on. It would have to be sewed on. All right. Let me give another example. All right. Because we know that in the ancient world, you wore garments, sort of like this. Let's go ahead and get Christ. Let's get Revelations so we can prove it. All right. Let's get the two accounts of Christ real quick. All right. So we didn't have the style of clothing that we have today. Let's get that. Uh let's read Revelations chapter 1. So I want to, like, again, family, I want to stick as closely to the scriptures, and I want to stick as closely to the ancient world as possible, because I believe the ancient world had it right more so better than us, because they were alive during the time of Christ, so on and so forth. And I'm going to look at the example that Christ gave us, right? So here's what Christ wore, right? This is Revelations chapter 1, and let's read verse uh 13. It says, in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. So we used to wear garments down to the foot. All right. Get an example of that. Right. Let's get an example of that. We used to wear garments down to the foot. So similar to, this is a white, I don't want to get that white Christ. I don't want to get that white Christ. But similar to this, all right? Similar to this, forgive me for the Edomites, but y'all get the point. Similar to this, all right? Garments down to the foot, garments down to the foot, garments down to the foot. This is like medieval times that they giving me. Let's go to like Middle East, Middle Eastern tunic. Let's go deal with more Middle Eastern style. All right, see this? The reason why, because Ishmael's more closely. So you see this, garments down to the foot. Y'all see these Ishmaelites right here? They got garments on down to the foot. Here's another example. Garment down to the foot. All right, you see these garments down to the foot? All right, Middle Eastern, just so I can show you. Here, garment down to the foot. This is how we used to wear. All right, he's dressed like a style like Moses. All right, so you'll see this. So garments down to the foot. So the question would be, Israel, can anybody answer this question for me? How do you put fringes in this manner? Remember, it's not about the word tassel or fringe, because we understand a tassel is a fringe and a fringe is a tassel. The question is the style. The style, meaning you cut four corners in your shirt and you clip these, or clip these on your belt, right? It's the style that I'm dealing with. How would you be able to do that? How would you be able to do that without sewing it in the matter that we sew ours at the bottom? Sort of like how this sister has it right here, right? All right. And let's get an example of that. Let's get an example of that. Let's see what where Christ had it on. Okay. Let's actually go there and let's see. Right, let's actually go there. Let's go to Matthew real quick. Let's go. Let me exit out some of these. Let's go to Matthew. All right. I think Matthew 9 and okay, yeah, here it is right here. Matthew chapter 9. Let me get it in a blue letter because I'm gonna look up some words real quick. And this might seem basic, but it's a lot of Israelites coming in the truth. And I really want to, give the side of the brothers that wear the fringes in the way that we wear it. All right. And let you guys know why we wear it the way we do. All right. So here it is right here. This is Matthew chapter 9, verse 20. It says, "And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment." The hem of his garment. So we know she didn't touch him on the shoulder, right? Because it says when she touched him, Christ was looking for where this woman was at. Like he asked who touched him. But let's get the hem of the garment real quick. See what the hem. All right. So when you look, it says fringe. Now this is the outline of biblical usages. When you look up the hem of the garment in the blue letter, it says the extremity, right? Edge, skirt, margin. It has a fringe of a garment. Um, it says in the NT a little appendage hanging down from the edge of the mantle our cloak, made of twisted wool, a tassel. So this is the outline of biblical usages. We go here to show you that Christ wore fringes. But let's go ahead and read the Strong's definition, right? It says a fringe or a tassel border hem. So we're seeing that Christ had a fringe or a tassel on the border or the bottom or the hem of his garment. He had fringes on the bottom of his garment, and his garment was long in attire. All right. His garment was long in attire. So it'd be similar to a long tunic. All right. It'd be similar to a long tunic. But when I look at Christ, I look at Christ, all right. When I look at Christ and it says he wore a garment down to the foot, he wore likewise in his real life. So he wore a garment similar to this fashion, a garment down to the foot. And at the bottom of this garment, he had his fringes. Is that clear? Put sevens in the chat if it's clear. Put sevens in the chat if it's clear. The false prophet, I definitely will invite you up if you want to have a discussion about the Gentiles. I definitely will invite you up if you want to have discussion on the Gentiles. We could definitely do that. So put sevens in the chat if it's clear. All right. Christ had a long garment on, and at the bottom of his long garment, he had tassels or fringes. You can't put a fringe on it or a tassel on a long garment in the matter of how brothers wear the Jewish tassel in the way they wear it. All right. Okay. All right, for sure. The false prophet, hold tight. I'm gonna get you on here. Hold tight. I'm gonna get you on here. So now let's go into the word garment real quick. Let's go into the word garment. I'm gonna share the link with you in a minute. Hold tight. So I wanna get to the word garment because then brothers say you can't wear You can't wear fringes on a t-shirt, right? Right. Let's go ahead and get that. Right. So let's get the word garment. Let's see what the word garment means. All right. So when I go to the Strong's definition, it is a covering. This is what garment means. A covering, clothing. All right. I'm gonna skip a little bit. Garment, raiment, robe, vesture, wardrobe. Put sevens in the chat if a shirt is a piece of clothing or a covering. Is a shirt a covering or a piece of clothing? Is a shirt a wardrobe? All right. Put sevens in the chat if you understand. Is a shirt a piece of clothing, a vesture, a wardrobe, apparel, a garment? All praises. All praises. All praises. It's that simple. So if a shirt is a wardrobe, clothing, a garment, so on and so forth, that means that we're supposed to put fringes on it, Con. Exactly. That means we're supposed to put fringes on it, family. If a shirt is a piece of clothing and a garment, that means we're supposed to put fringes on it, family. Okay. It's literally that simple. And if that wasn't enough for you, let's see how the ancient world wore their fringes. Let's see how the Hebrews wore their fringes. Okay. If it wasn't clear enough for you, okay. Because we want to make sure that it's clear. All right. Want to make sure that it's clear so everybody can understand. All right. And not only Israelites, but even when you look at the ancient world in general, but I want to pull up the Israelites first. When you go back to ancient art, I'm going to show you guys. Where's that one? I'm looking for that one specifically. Um, Here it is, right here. I'm about to share my screen right now. And then don't worry, I'll deal with the Gentile question in just a second. In just a second. All right. So when you look at ancient Hebrew art, this is what you're going to see, family. Watch this. And just ancient art with fringes on in general as well. Let me see, where is that at? Just had it. Oh, here it is, right here. Um, that one. Then I just had it. Hold on one second, family. Just had it. Oh, here it is. All right, let me share my screen. Here it is right here. Look at this. You guys see this at the bottom? See this at the bottom? See their fringes, where their fringes are at the bottom of their garment? You guys see this? All you have to do is just look up ancient Israelite archaeology, and you'll see that their fringes were always at the bottom in the manner of how we wear them. Right? You can also see this not only in Israelite art. Right? Here's another clearer one right here. All right. Ancient Hebrew Israelites, the hem of their garments throughout the border of their fringes. All right. So you can click on that. All right. And you can see the border of the garment has the fringe on it. All right. But you can also see in other cultures, like this is, I think, believe Assyrian right here. You can see they got fringes on the bottom of their garment. These are Assyrians. But you could just see how the ancients wore fringes. All right. You could just see that. All right. Here's another example. I know this is a Assyrian relief with Israelite men going into the Assyrian captivity, and they have long garments on here. They don't have fringes on these though. These they have fringes going down their shirt. You see some brothers wear the fringe going down their shirt and all the way down to the border here. I believe this might be the northern tribes of Israel going into Assyria as well. All right. Here's a Syrian soldier right here, and you see the fringes on the border. You see the fringes on the border. All right. And but you see this, they have it all the way down. Some brothers wear fringes on their sleeves. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Wear fringes on your sleeves, whatever, however you want to do it. But you see how it's going all the way down to the bottom. All right. It's very easy to understand. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. All right. Even heathens, Salakia, even heathens understood this, that they wore them in the same manner that we wear them today. All right. Even if you go, let me see, this is we always pull up the Native Americans, even this, here it is right here. This is a Syrian tablet. This is an Israelite man bowing down to the Assyrians. Look at his garment right here. Look at his garment right here. You see the fringe on the bottom? They even got it right here though too. But you see the fringe on the bottom right here? In the same manner. All right. This is Assyrian art right here. Okay. But it's very, very, very self-explanatory. All right. So you'll see that. But even if you go to the native cultures, even if you go to the Native American cultures, look at this. Well, she's not. Don't pay attention to the heathen, but just look at the garment. All right. You see the Native American women. Obviously, we're not talking about her showing her shoulders and none of that. We're just showing you that the fringes are at the bottom. Some of the native tribes will put fringes. Look at this one. They'll put fringes all over, like here on their vesture. All right, but then you see the fringe still at the bottom right here. See the fringe still at the bottom right there. Native Americans, they wore fringes, of course, because they knew that they were the chosen people of Israel. All right. You see right here, look, they even had the border of blue. They even had the border of blue. I think this one has the border of blue. Let me try to get a clear picture. Here it is right here. This one got I don't know if y'all can see it, but look, this got the border of blue with the fringe at the bottom. All right. Border of blue with the fringe at the bottom. Border of blue with the fringe at the bottom. Right. You see this right here, fringe at the bottom here, fringes on the sleeve. Right here, fringe, but you see this little outline of blue design with the white right here. It's very self-explanatory. So this is why we wear the fringes the way we wear it, because not only do we have archaeological proof, we have proof of our ancestors wearing it this way, and we also see that the scriptures command us to wear it that way, being on the bottom, and then Christ wearing it as an example, and the hem of our garment. So um it's very self-explanatory. It's really not that hard. All right. It's really not that hard. Very, very easy to understand. Um, that's why we wear it. So what have we found out, Israel? What have we found out? What we found out is that we don't do things because they look cool. Like one brother said, I wear the tissits because they look cool. We know that a shirt is a garment. For all the brothers that don't understand that a shirt is a garment, a shirt is a garment. So yes, we put the fringes on the bottom of our shirts. Absolutely. All right. Let me give one more example. Okay. And we just walk through the whole understanding of why we do what we do. Very simple, very easy to understand. Um, just put a picture up. All right. So let me share again one more time. Very easy. So here's a picture. Here it is. So when you read Numbers 15, we understand a shirt. A shirt is a garment. A shirt is a garment. The bottom, Numbers 15 says on the border. Let's bring out Numbers 15 again real quick, and then we'll go ahead and close that. Tackle some more. So this is Numbers 15 and 38, speaking to the children of Israel that they bid them that they make them fringes on the borders of their garments. I went through, we asked, where's the border of the garment? At the bottom. So you see fringe here, or tassel here, border. We understand that when you go into different translations and it says the corner, we understand that the four corners is not just talking about four places on your shirt, but the whole entire circumference at the bottom of the shirt, because the scripture says Israel scattered on the four corners of the earth. And we understand that that's not just four places on the earth, but that's the entire globe. So we put fringes around the entire border of our garment, a ribbon of blue on the top of the fringe right there, because it says in 38 that they make them fringes in the border of their garments throughout the generations, and that they put a fringe on of the borders, a ribbon of blue. So we put a ribbon of blue on the border of the fringe, which is at the bottom of the garment, just like this here, and we wear it just like our ancient forefathers did. Is that it? Put sevens in the chat if that's very self-explanatory. Put sevens in the chat if that's very self-explanatory. All right. And then we'll go ahead and we'll move on from there. All right. So that's why we wear fringes the way we do. You for sure can't show me no example of a tassel in the form that the fake Jewish people wear nowhere. You wouldn't even be able to show me that in any ancient art. If you can, bring it out. So that's why we wear the fringes in the way that we do. All right. All right. If that brother is still here, I don't know if he's a brother or a heathen or not. But the one that was talking about, I don't know where he is. Oh, here he is. The false prophet. You still there? You still there, false prophet? And you are a false prophet as well. If you still there, false prophet, let me know and I'll shoot you a link. We can have that discussion on the Gentiles. If not, I'm gonna move on. So I think that's quite clear. I think it's quite clear with the fringes or the tassels and why we wear the fringe the way we do. All right. Let's go ahead. If the false prophet is not there anymore, we'll go ahead and go to the history of the Mexicans. All right. Now, also too, within this video, let me go back. We had some brothers that were asking for some Native American or some Latino history. All right. It's so much Latino history, so much Latino history, and I have a beautiful PowerPoint that I have put together. And I want to bring some things out for my Latino brothers and sisters, just to give you guys some extra understanding on your history and knowing that you are Israelite. All right, the same way my people are Israelites, so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, and Native Americans of indigenous descent are actually Israelites too. And I want to give a little bit of history of that. Brothers ask questions about the 10 tribes, right? The Mexicans, the so-called our so-called Latino brothers and sisters. And let's go ahead and let me share my screen. Oh, the false prophet is here. So the false prophet said Latinos are not Israelites. So let's go ahead. I want to bring this. Matter of fact, let's bring him up. Let's bring him up. I'm going to invite you. Click this link. I want you to click this link, the false prophet. I want to show you some stuff. So you said Native Americans are not Israelites. Click that link, the false prophet, and we're going to prove to you that you are a false prophet for sure. Click that link, the false prophet. Click that link. Benjamin Israel said, uh, somebody said this is good. Somebody said, so okay, wait. Well, Benjamin, what is it? Benjamiah said, you from the UK and you wear says I'm from the BK and all the heathens wear tassels. I don't know why Israel wants to follow them. Yeah, I don't either. Hey, man, that's our people. They choose, they want to do that. Like I said, some people think it looks cooler. You know, and that's a fact. They literally said it looks cooler on our YouTube video, one of our YouTube videos. That's why I'm addressing it. We don't keep the commandments of God because it's cool. We keep the commandments of God because it's law. So, but like I said, all throughout the archaeology, you see it being worn the way we wear it. You know what I mean? The scriptures is very plain upon tables of how we supposed to wear it. So yeah, I don't know why they wear like that. Just like I don't know why, you know, Israel wants to hold on to the so-called Star of David either, right? You know, that's something else, you know, we could talk about too, you know, that we don't do. No disrespect to any brothers. False prophet isn't an Israelite. That's cool. If the false prophet is not an Israelite, that's cool. I want to use him as an example, that he doesn't know what he's talking about and that the truth is going to reign supreme. Um, Somebody said, so is it only Afro Indians and Afro Hispanic? What, first off, what is an Afro Indian and what is an Afro Hispanic? I don't even know what an Afro Indian is and an Afro Hispanic. If you're saying an Afro Indian and an Afro Hispanic is only the black Indians and black Hispanics, well, how do you know what black person is an Israelite or not? Because just because you have black skin doesn't make you an Israelite. Just because you have nappy hair doesn't make you an Israelite. All right. So what makes you an Israelite? We understand that you have to go through the curses, but as well as history also proves and shows who are Israelites as well. I have tons of history that we're going to talk about to prove that Indians and Hispanics are Israelites, and it doesn't matter if their skin is black or different shades of brown. Okay. Yeah, false prophet, come on, join. I want to ask you some questions. Please come in here. Come in here, please. All right. You said a comment. You said Latinos are not Israelites. Okay. Come on in here. He said Latinos are not Israelites, so we want to put that theory to the. I'm gonna show him some stuff and ask him what he think. He probably already think he know what I'm gonna go to too. So we're gonna see. We're gonna put him to the test. We're gonna put him to the test. We're gonna put him to the test. Okay. And we're gonna prove this. Somebody said the whole fringe topic is just like the Sabbath topic. Other brothers do the lunar Sabbath. Other brothers do the weekly to week, which I keep, which I understand. I can't seem to understand the lunar. Um, for the to agree to disagree, the fringe topic is more simple to me. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jerson. The fringe topic is a little bit more simple to me. Maybe you just kind of came in, so you didn't see the whole breakdown. But Israel, wasn't that real simple to understand how we should do it? I mean, it's very simple to me. All right. Very simple. So the fringe topic is very cut and dry to me. It's not really even hard to understand. It's no way we could wear it. We don't even see Israelites wearing the tassel in the way that brothers wear, like the Amalekites do. We don't even see it being done like that in the ancient world. Um, we don't see the Native Americans wearing it like that, or that knew they were Israelites. It's very easy to understand how to wear it. We don't see Christ wearing it like that. Christ wore a long garment and it was at the bottom. How do you put the fringes that brothers wear, I mean the tassels that brothers wear like the Jewish tradition, on the bottom of a elongated garment without sewing it on in the matter of how it's supposed to be sewn on at the bottom of the garment? And we also see fringes being worn all around, not just in four places. We went through and showed that. So Jerison, go back and watch it. You'll see how easy and plain upon tables the topic of fringes is. It's really easy to understand. It's really not hard. Benjamiah Israel said, let's see what he said. He said Sabbath easy too. If you get it, you get it. Some things with same thing with the demand. Yeah, I agree with you, Benjamin. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Sabbath is easy to me too. Um, Sabbath is easy to me too. But Sister Jacqueline, let me ask you this question. I mean, not even just with the KJV, just in general. Let's do process of elimination. This is good. No, and Jerison, no scoffing. It's all good. It's all love. I ain't got no beef with you. The only person I got beef with right now, was the false prophet, and I'm waiting for him to get on here. I ain't got no beef with nobody else in the chat, so don't think I got beef with y'all. I don't. I don't have no beef with y'all. I'm just stating the obvious. So Sister Jacqueline, it's not even just about the KJV, right? Let's just do process of elimination. Sister Jacqueline, let me ask you, have you ever seen the fringes in the way that the fake Jews wear it on a tunic or a long garment? Yes or no? In the way that the scriptures tell us to wear, like at the bottom of the garment, the border of the garment? Because all of the scriptures is consistent, uh from the KJV to the other translations, that it has to be at the bottom of the garment. So have you seen, we wore long garments in the ancient world. Have you ever seen a tassel in the way that the Jewish community wears, and a long garment, like in that fashion? That's all I'm saying. That's the first question. The second question is, have you seen it in the ancient world? How did they wear fringes in the ancient world? Did they wear like the fake Jewish community does today, or did they wear like how brothers wear with the fringes compassing the full circumference of the bottom garment? Okay. You know, it's very simple. It ain't even just about the KJV. I could see it being worn. I could see it being worn in a way that we wear it in ancient archaeology. I could see it being worn by the way we wear it, just dealing with the scriptural understanding. It's very easy. It's not even nothing hard to really understand. It's not. Can you show me any ancient archaeology or anything, anybody for that matter, that it was four little tassels? All right. All right. Um, yeah, so that's all I'm saying. And like I said, this is a very serious topic to me. I don't do things, I'm gonna be honest, I don't do things and just say, yeah, brothers to each his own. Nah. When something is clear cut in the scriptures, I don't, no disrespect, but I don't to each his own. It's very clear cut in the scriptures. All praises to the most high. Like I said, brothers wear it like that. I don't hate brothers, or I'm not mad at brothers, but I want to give an understanding of how it should be. So I got the false prophet on here. Now, the false prophet, before I get you on, because I'm gonna utilize you, I'm gonna utilize you as an example. All right. I'm gonna utilize you as an example of proving the scriptures to be true. If you act out of line, if you start acting irrational, if you start screaming, hollering, and being disrespectful, I'm gonna politely remove you from the stream. All right. So I just want to give you that heads up before we get going. I'm going to politely remove you from the screen. All right. False prophet, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly. Now
Oh man, I
you
know
guys
exactly who
cheat.
this.
You ready to run? You ready to run? He's ready to
Oh
run. Don't
man,
run.
I
Why you
don't
ready
even.
to run?
Hey, family, I'm gonna be
Why
honest
you
with
ready to
y'all, man.
run?
This brother, I know exactly who this brother is, man. This is Jada Smoke, ain't it?
No, this is
This is
not Jada
Jada
Smoke.
Smoke.
No, this is not
Who
Jada
is it?
Smoke.
Yes,
The
this
false
is you.
prophet. This is not Jada Smoke.
Yet you Jada Smoke.
No, honest to God, this is not Jada Smoke.
Oh, this Golden. This Golden. Golden Swords. That's who it is. Not Jay.
Now,
Y'all be
now,
sounding alike.
you in
Go.
front of
Hold on,
everybody.
Golden.
Don't get.
Hold on, Golden. This is Golden Swords. Golden Swords. Hey, hold on, Golden. I'm gonna give you your time. Hold on. Golden Swords is a brother that is from Clubhouse. So I guess they didn't shut Clubhouse down. So Golden Swords, he didn't Golden Showers. Yeah, that's what they used. The brothers was calling them. He didn't found us on YouTube. So I'm gonna give you a chance, Golden Swords. I'm gonna give you a chance. As soon as you start going crazy, I'm gonna kick you off this live. Can you agree to that?
No doubt. And as soon as you start running, shut the live down. Can you agree to that? And don't
No,
and
no,
don't
no.
remove it. Don't remove it once I get you cut. Don't remove it. Leave it here for the world to see. Yeah, you laughing because you
Uh,
scared. That's
see, here he go. I'm trying, Israel. All right, so let's get to it, man. He gonna
all
do
right.
this. All right, Golden.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So let's deal with your first statement, Golden. I didn't deal with you so many times. You said the Native Americans are not Israelites,
Are
right?
not Israelite. They are not. And I'm gonna prove you how. You guys got a
Okay.
teaching. Now tell me if I'm right or wrong. Your teaching is that you are what your father is, right or wrong?
Absolutely.
Okay. So was Jacob a black man?
When you say is Jacob a black
See,
man,
was
is he a
Jacob a
black
black man?
Golden? Relax, brother.
Like me. I'm a
Remember,
black man.
Golden. Relax.
I'm relaxed. I'm
Calm
just
down.
asking you a question. I don't
Try
want you to do
look.
the
Listen.
Hebrew
Listen.
shuffle.
Listen. Relax. This is not
I'm
Clubhouse.
relaxed. I'm in my car chilling.
Okay.
I'm
So
asking you
so
a
let me
question.
so let me answer the
The
question.
Bible say, let your nay be nay and your yea be yea.
Golden. Let me answer your question. Relax.
Was Jacob a black man?
Now, when you say black man, there's no such thing as a black man.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you again. You know what a black man is. Don't play games now in
No,
front of
no.
everybody because you
Golden.
know you
Listen,
about to get
listen,
cut.
listen. You said let my yay be
Okay,
yay and my
you
nay
know
be
who
nay.
the original man is.
Joseph. Golden.
Who is the
Joseph.
original man on the
Wait.
planet Earth? A
Jacob.
black man, right?
Listen. Listen.
And y'all see
Jacob
how he
was
folding? He
Golden.
folding now.
Golden. Listen.
I'm listening
Jacob
to you.
was Jacob was not a black man in the way America has taught you what a black man is. Was Jacob a melanated man? Absolutely.
We're not just
Jacob
talking about
is
melanated man because
see Golden. I'm gonna remove you, bro. Relax,
you want to remove me because
relax.
you're afraid.
Okay, see, I'm about to remove this brother, man. He's not worth talking to. He's uncivilized. Um, Jacob is not a black man. Jacob is an Israelite man. I am not a black man. You are not a black man. Black is a color. So no, Jacob was not a black man. Does
Okay.
that answer your question?
Okay, no, that doesn't answer my question because you've been dishonest and you've been disingenuous because you say the white man. You say the white man with your hand stuck up in the air. Do you not say the white man? Do you not
We
say
say the
that? Aha, I
we
got you
say
cut. Do you not say the white man? No, you looking for a way
we
out because you know my hook gonna knock you out. So that's why you're trying to make black
see Golden.
be ambiguous.
See, look, Golden has a problem with being cut in the past, and he's very emotional. So this is what Golden does.
Nobody is being
He's
emotional. I'm
emotional.
just trying to have a genuine conversation with you. You say white
Listen,
man, right? Don't you say white man?
absolutely we do say
Okay, then.
white
So
man.
I'm saying,
Just
so you
like
know what a white
but
man
just
is,
like we
right?
say
All right.
just
So if
like
I
we
say,
say just like we say so-called black man, so-called white man. The white man is not an actual white man. He's a so-called white
Okay,
man because that's what he's known. Because that's what he's known as today.
was Jacob a
J-
so-called black?
just like we're known as the so-called black people, but we're not black. That's not who we are. Okay. So yes, we do say the so-called white man.
Okay, all right, let's
We
do it
do
like I'm gonna
say
ask you
the
again.
so-called black man.
All right, when I say black man, I mean like Wesley Snipes, a black, negroid features, nappy hair, black phenotype, black blood type, a Negro, a black man, the original man of the planet Earth was a black man. Was Jacob an
So
original man of the planet Earth? A black man,
uh,
yes or no?
okay, Golden, again, if you're going off facial features, am I a black man?
I'm gonna ask you again. Was Jacob,
Wait,
we're
wait,
not talking about you, we're talking about
hold on,
Jacob.
Golden. You don't control the platform.
I'm not
Relax.
trying to control the
Eh,
platform.
wait, hold on. Do I have so-called negroid features?
Yes, you do.
No. If you go based off
You
the knee,
trying to
I don't
no, you
have a
trying
broad.
to move the
Golden,
goalpost.
Golden, Golden. Listen, I don't have the broad nose like the white man called you negroid and said the negroid features, meaning the broad, wide nose. I
But you
have a
have you
narrow. Wait.
melanin.
Listen. No. I'm going based off negroid features. I don't have the wide nose. I have a pointy, straight nose. I also have a elongated jawbone feature, which
And
is
we're
not
talking about Jacob,
considered.
right?
Hold on. No, you said all black men have. You talking about black men, and you think I'm a black man, but these same features that you explained that Wesley Snipes is having, I don't have the same phenotype as Wesley Snipes.
Just let me know
Do
when
I,
I can
Golden?
speak uninterrupted. Just let me know when I can speak uninterrupted. Cause I know it's your
You
show.
Golden, you
I
can
know you
speak,
gotta
but you just
look like
gotta
the one that knows everything. You're not really not trying to have a conversation.
see. This is the problem, man. Um, he's not trying to have a dialogue. I'm trying, family.
Stop
Put
lying. I
sevens,
am trying to have a
family.
dialogue. You
I'm
running
gonna
from
let
my question.
the audience. I'm gonna let the audience vote. Put sevens in the chat if you want me to throw Golden down. Put
As a matter of
six in the
fact,
chat.
I'm gonna throw myself down. Never mind. You a bitch and you don't want to have a conversation.
Yeah, see that's Golden. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Golden Showers. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Golden Showers. And Golden Showers is a Christian, by the way. Golden Showers is a Christian, by the way. This is a Christian man. This is how your Christians are. They're emotional, you know. Everybody give it up for Golden Showers, man. Crazy madness. Again, we say so-called white man, we say so-called black man. We know that the white man is not an actual white man because there's no such thing as a white man. And we know that the black man is not the so-called a so-called black man because there's no such thing as a so-called black man. We are Israelites and the white man is an Esau man. I wish I would have got to I wish we would have got to ask him these questions about the 10 tribes. He said the Mexicans are not Israelites. I would have loved for him to answer to this archaeology. So let's pour some of it up. Let's get back to the understanding. I knew I shouldn't have got. I knew, and I'm telling you, Sister Alicia, Golden Showers is really a Christian for real. All right. So this is a PowerPoint that I put together. And in this PowerPoint, it's real good PowerPoint. I'm not gonna give y'all all the secrets of this PowerPoint, but in this PowerPoint, I got some historical points that I want to bring out, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it. I just want to bring out a couple points. Let me make sure let me share my let me see. Let me make sure everybody can see this. All right. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Hmm. Let me get to this slideshow. Hold on 1 second. Dang, why is it not letting me patient way? Hold on 1 second, family. All right, here it is. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back. Let me load the PowerPoint again. Let me know if you guys can see it. All right. All right. Let me know if you guys can see it. If you guys can see it. Bring out a little history. I wanted to ask them these questions dealing with the Latinos. Okay, I think you guys can see it. All right. So this is a book called let me see. Let me show it in a way that let me see. Uh hold on. Let me make sure I show it in the all right there. I think you guys should be able to see it now without the presentation view. Okay, so this is a book called The Book of the Gods and Rites of the Ancient Calendar. All right. All right. This is a book by Fray Diego Duran. Fray Diego Duran was he was a missionary, and he actually wrote about the ancient native people. Okay, he wrote about the native people. Interestingly enough, Fray Diego Duran wrote about how the native people's culture, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, he wrote about how their culture is actually very closely related to the Israelite culture. All right. So in his book, The Book of the Gods of Rites and the Ancient Calendar, he talks about the customs of the ancient Israelites. Okay. So let's go ahead and read. This is hold on. This is page 23 in his book. And in page 23, he writes and he says, another subject troubled Duran. As time passed, he became deeply puzzled by similarities between personages, rites, and events in the Old Testament and those in the religious life of the Aztecs. So, what I wanted to be able to ask Golden Showers was, why is it that in the 1600s we have many historians, travelers writing about how the native tribes had similarities in practices and rites as the Old Testament scriptures? I wanted to ask him, and we're going to read a little bit. It says he also found parallels between Christianity and the native religion. Right. This is Diego Duran. He is a student of theology. He's a missionary, and he was a known scholar at the time in around in the 1600s, and he's writing about how there are similarities between the Aztecs and the Israelites. Okay, let's read a little. Let's read a little bit more. Let's go down. Um, Let me see. So let's read a little bit right here. I'm gonna skip down. It says both Hebrews and Mexicans believe that in the beginning God created the heaven and earth. The old world had its Tower of Babel. The new Spain its lofty pyramid of Cholula. Let's go. Let's go down a little bit. I'm gonna get some of the. I'm gonna skip a little bit. So this page 23. Let's go to this page right here. All right. I'm gonna go down right here. This is page 24, and I'm gonna skip to the point just to get to the point, just to get a little bit. Some of the foods religious in the Aztec temple reminded Duran of the priestly customs mentioned in Leviticus. Some Old Testament personages and practices even made Duran look upon his Aztec proselytes as descendants of the Jews. So Fray Diego Duran and a lot of his colleagues, which we're going to prove, actually thought and had the understanding that the native tribes were actually descendants of the Jews because of their customs, and not only because of their customs, but also because we have record in the 1600s of these scholars at the time that the Native Americans knew, some of the Native American tribes knew that they were Israelites. You can say that's a hoax all you want, But good luck trying to figure out and claim that this is a hoax with a lot of different scholars that did not know each other that had these same writings and understandings of the ancient Aztecs, Mayans, Incas, all of the native tribes having these practices, and some of them even understanding that they were descendants of the Israelites. We're going to get that. There was a trader, Abimelech, of the biblical account who had drunk human blood, an act parallel to the bloody sacrifices of the Mexicans. The Indians purified themselves by bathing, a ceremony similar to Jewish rites and purification. So they had bathing. That would be what we would call baptism. And then also the Levitical priesthood had bathings and washings. The Aztecs, or the Mexicans, right, had similar ceremonies in the Jewish rites and purification as bathing. It says the Aztecs were subject to strict prohibitions regarding some foods. In the Old Testament, Fray Diego read the Jews had observed certain dietary prohibitions. Aztecs served in the great temple of Mexico, carried out offices similar to those described in Deuteronomy. The ancient Mexicans offered quail to their deity, sparkling the altar with birds' blood in a manner similar to the burnt offering of turtle doves described in Leviticus. Right? In Mexico, fools were brought in shrines, just as lambs, calves, and goats were offered in the temple of Jerusalem. Leviticus stated that the sacrificial animals of the Hebrews were. So you see this? So not only what are we seeing? We're seeing similar sacrificial laws. We're seeing similar washings and purification laws, right? This is what Diego Duran had seen, right, in his book. Um, so also they offered lamb and things like that without blemish. Among the Aztecs, some the same unblemished qualities was required of human victims. We also see parallels of humans being sacrifices by the 10 tribes in the scriptures as well. It says similarities existed between the Indian priests and those described in Deuteronomy. So the same way the Indian priests were held to regards, this was the same thing that was found in Deuteronomy, right? It says it says at a low point, let's read this. Let's get to the point. At a low point in their religious history, the chosen people of Jehovah had offered human sacrifices, including their own children, to idols, as recorded in Psalms 106. Duran had also observed this practice. All right. So many more. We could keep reading. We could keep reading. That Duran also wrote about similarities between the Aztecs, the Mayans, and the Indians. All right. I'm gonna read this point right here. I'm just skipping through, reading, just getting to the point. It says, by the time Duran wrote his two ethnographic works, he believed it possible that the Mexican natives were of Jewish origin. A few years later, when he wrote his history, particularly, no doubts were left in his mind. So Duran, he had no doubt in his mind that the Indians, from his traveling the Americas and studying the native people, he had no doubt in his mind that they weren't descendants of the Israelites. No doubt in his mind. No doubt in his mind. You see that? No doubt. All right. So look at this. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. So let's go back out. We got more. So I'm just skipping through. Go down. All right. Uh let's get some more. All right. Let's read get some history on the Americas. All right. So here, a land never mankind dwelt, which is Azareth, right? We all know about Second Esdras chapter 13. So I want you guys, we're gonna take this slow. We see Fray Diego. Let me go back up a little bit. All right. So we see Fray Diego Duran. Look this guy up. He wrote a book. This book was a revision of his works, a book of the gods and rights and the ancient calendar. And shout out to Sister Hadessa, who actually let me borrow this book, and I'm still getting so much meat from the book. I haven't even read the whole book, but This book is his works comprised, and they brought it to you. And in his works he talks about the lengthy history of him studying the native tribes and how they relate to the Jewish people. All right, so that's Fray Diego Duran. He was around in the 1600s. So now let's get some more proof that all throughout the 1600s it was not a known secret. It was not a known secret that the native tribes descended from the Israelites. We're going to prove it more. A land never mankind dwelt, Azareth, right? The name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitations of men, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration, according to, this is Second Ezra chapter 13. You can read this. All right, Second Ezra chapter 13. A land never mankind dwelt. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and read that. This is what is known as Azareth, right? We got many different brothers that don't believe that the Native Americans are Israelites, and what they try to say is that Azareth is actually in Africa. But I'm going to prove you sadly mistaken that Azareth is not in Africa, and that the all throughout the 1600s, and from the 1600s to the 1800s, or even to the 1900s, they knew and believed that Azeroth was America, and Christopher Columbus was one of those included, and we're going to prove that. But first, let's read Second Ezra chapter 13 real quick, so we can pull where Azeroth even comes from, and then I'm going to show you something. All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 13 verse 40. It says in Second Ezra chapter 13 verse 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go further into a country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Azareth. So this region Azareth, let's see where the people of the 1600s to the 19 or 1800s, where they thought Azareth was located. All right, here's a map, a world map in 1492. Now it is important to understand that prior to 1492, that the Asia was discovered, Europe was discovered, and Africa was discovered, and this is a map in 1492. When you guys look at this map, you guys don't see anywhere where America is, because, not saying there weren't people that knew where the land was, but according to the European understanding, they had no maps to geographically get us to the New World, okay, by the European standards, okay. And so this was a world map in 1492. And do you see the Americas anywhere? Do you see the Americas anywhere? Where is the Americas? Well, let's keep reading. America equals Azeroth by scholars in the 1600s. All right. Anybody can look this up. Anybody can look this up, and you can verify this information for yourself. Where did the 10 tribes of Israel go? Well, in the 1600s, everyone believed and understood that the Native Americans, which were in the Americas, were actually the Israelites that traveled to a land never mankind dwelt, which the only land that we can say in history that never mankind dwelt was the Americas. Name another land in the comments that never mankind dwelt. I'll wait. Other than the Americas. Show me. Show me. Show me. I'll wait. I'll wait. It says in his book, Origins of the American Indians, Lee Huddleston details, so look up Lee Huddleston, details European efforts to reconcile the new discovery with the anticipated religious axioms, all right, especially from the mid 16th century onwards. Spanish scholars first tried to ascribe the origins of the Indians to China, Carthage, the East Indies, the lost continent of Atlantis, and even the biblical Solomonic kingdom of Ophir. Because remember, Solomon also traveled to a far off country. All right. So in the 1600s, the Spanish scholars, they were trying to figure out, well, what is the Americas? But watch this. The first serious claim that they were descendants of the lost Jewish tribes was made in 1567 by the Dutch theologian Jonas Luminus. In later years, the theory spread to Spanish and Portuguese scholars as well. They identify America with the biblical Azareth mentioned, and I want y'all to look up these names, mentioned in the New Testament version of the book of Esdras, which was ascribed to Columbus as well. To Hebrew speakers, Azareth sounds like a jumble of Ekrets, which means another country, and is mentioned in the Old Testament as a place of banishment for the sinning Jews. So in the 1600s, Lee Huddleston, um, multiple Spanish scholars, where's his name? A Dutch theologian, they all ascribed Azareth and the Native American population to Israelites. All right. And hold on one second. Let me get Golden out of here. All right. Golden is out of here. All right, Golden, you're out of here. All right, so let me share my screen again because I want to get to some of this. All right, so let's go back. All right. All right, so all right, hopefully everybody can see it. So in the 1600s, it was already understood. All right, let's keep going. All right, Luis de Torres. Luis de Torres was employed by Christopher Columbus as an interpreter on his first voyage to the New World. Let's see who this guy is. Prior to this, de Torres held a position with Juan Cacon, governor of Mercy, a province where there was a large number of Jews. As a Hebrew interpreter, because he was Jewish, and this was during the era of the Inquisition, it was necessary for him to convert to Catholicism. So Luis de Torres was actually Jewish, quote unquote, which he did. The day before the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria set sail on August 2nd, 1492. So these boats set sail 1492, and Luis de Torres, which was a Jewish man, so-called Jew, and he was a Jewish interpreter, he set voyage with Christopher Columbus. The voyage also coincided with the expulsion of all Jews from Spain. Slovakia. Because he was versed in Hebrew, Aramaic, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Latin, and some Arabic, Columbus had thought he would be helpful upon their arrival. Especially useful would be his knowledge of Hebrew and Aramaic, as Christopher Columbus fully expected to encounter uh, Asiatic descents of the last tribes of Israel. Why would Christopher Columbus need a Jewish interpreter? Why would Jewish interpreters be important for Christopher Columbus' voyage? Because in the 1600s, they viewed America as Azareth and its inhabitants as Jews. This is a fact. What do we have? We have Fray Diego Duran writing about the customs of the ancient natives linking with the Israelites, similar to some of the customs in West Africa that we can find linking to the Israelites. Same way. We see in the 1600s, the known world at that time viewed America as Azareth, which is where the Jews were scattered, the Israelites, the 10 tribes, the lost 10 tribes. And we see Christopher Columbus had Jewish interpreters with him. Let's keep going. Lost tribes and promised lands. The origins of American racism. All right. So, Lakia, didn't mean to do that. Right. By Ronald Sanders. All right. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands is a compelling analysis of facts, beliefs, legends, superstitions, and the ways in which they interacted to shape America's racial history. All right. This is page 364. Let's see what he writes about. Um, it says, let's read up right here. Get to the point. This is on page 64, Lost Tribes and Promised Land. Blessed be the name of the Lord, who has not made me an idolater, a barbarian, a Negro, an Indian. When suddenly he stopped, those Indians, he told himself, they are Hebrews. Pondering this thought increasingly, and yet with growing conviction, he resolved that if he ever was released, he would seek out the Indian Francisco, and try to learn the truth. So let's go some more, right? Um, let's read. All right, this is Montesinos, by the way. All right, this is an account from Montesinos. All right, so let's see. So in this book, is speaking about Montesinos and his accounts with the natives. So in his mind, in Montesinos' mind, he understood that the Indians were Israelites. But let's see what Montesinos encountered according to this history, right? It says, the woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand. All right. So Montesinos was a Native American interpreter, and he worked with Francisco to actually help. Francisco was one of the Spanish conquistadors that Montesinos actually helped to translate for some of the native tribes when the Spanish was traveling in the Americas. So when Montesinos translated from a sister of a native tribe, he couldn't really understand her tongue. And this is what happened. She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they arose. All right. So Montesinos couldn't understand her completely. It says, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment said, Shemai Yasharala Adonai Elohim Adonai Ahad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one Lord. They had recited in Hebrew the fundamental credo of Judaism. This is an account from Montesinos and Francisco that is covered in this book, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, that they both heard the Shema Yasha'Allah Yahweh Adonai Yahweh Akkad spoken of in by Native Americans. All right. By Native Americans. Okay. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. That's page 64. All right. So now what do we have? We have Montesinos and Francisco's account. We have Fray Diego Duran's account, and we have the account with Christopher Columbus and other scholars. Lee Huddleston, look up Lee Huddleston. He actually has a book where he talks about the Native Americans being Israelites. So now, and this is all in the 1600s from scholars in the 1600s. Right. This is another book called 103 Amazing Facts About the Black Indian of the Western Hemisphere. These are facts about the Black Indian in the Western Hemisphere. Let's read fact 18. Actually, let's start at verse not verse, but let's start at fact 17. All right. So this is 103 amazing facts about the Black Indian of the Western Hemisphere outlined. All right. By Kenyon. All right. It's by a guy named Kenyon. So this is, let's read this. Let's read fact 17. It says, all native people are indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, aka Indians. All right. And these are facts that were around in the 1600s. Okay. So all in the 1600s, everybody from the 16 to the 1800s, everybody had an understanding that the native tribes were Israelites, from their culture to the different dialect. Watch this. All native people are indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, aka Indians, spoke different dialects of a language synonymous to the Hebrew language. That's fact 17. Let's get fact 8. These are just facts. Let's read Fact 18. Most early European writers during the 1400s throughout the 1800s, I just said that, including pale-skinned Jews, and we just read that even pale-skinned Jews, right, all agreed that the heathen savage of the Western Hemisphere, aka Indians, throughout the Americas, were without a doubt descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. This is a fact. This is a fact. This is not a theory. This is not an assumption. All throughout the 1600s, from the 1600s to the 1800s, all of the scholars understood this fact. Let's read fact 19. A pale-skinned European by the name of James Adair, or Adair, an English writer and trader during the 18th century, lived amongst black Indians in the Southeast. James Adair wrote a book entitled History of the American Indian. In his book, he claimed that the Indians of the Western Hemisphere were descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. Here we got another scholar in the 1800s. And he wrote a book called The History of the American Indian, and he claimed the Native Americans of the Western Hemisphere were descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. Let's read fact 20. It says James Adair, in his book, History of the American Indian, wrote 23 arguments to support his findings that the so-called American Indians were descendants of the lost tribes of Israel. Do we need more? Do we need more, Israel? Do we need more? I mean, I could keep going. That's just a little bit, little history, little history. These are all facts. These are all facts. See that? All facts. Very clear that we can see from the 1600s to the 1800s, everybody that was very known wide history and knowledge that the Native American tribes were connected to the ancient Israelites. All right. Somebody said, I have a question. Why Israelites now don't use the name Adonai? Adonai just means Lord. All right. You might hear some brothers say Adawan. All right. Adonai just means Lord. You might hear some brothers say Adawan with the paleo, but we do use Adonai. It just means Lord. All right, that's all it means. Is that clear? Put sevens in the chat if that's clear. If that's real clear to the point. I could do a whole breakdown, a whole lesson, and we could go through even more history. Is that history clear on the 10 tribes and the Native Americans? Oh man, that boy Golden Showers, boy, he was cussing me out in the back chat. All praises. All praises. Happy that it's clear. Con. Oh yeah, y'all wanna keep going. Y'all want some more, huh? Let me try to pull up hold on, I got something for y'all. Let me give y'all some more. Let's pull out let's pull out James Adair real quick. Love when people love knowledge. Let's go here. His book. Let me see. Contents: Origins of the Indians. Um, get to the point. So this is James Adair. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Let me share my screen. So since y'all want some more, I'll give y'all some more, man. I love when y'all want knowledge. All praises. Watch this. Look at this. So this is James Adair. Remember we just read about James Adair, right? Share my screen again. And I'm just kind of going over like just little bits and pieces of historical fact. All right. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So we're back to the PowerPoint. So remember, guys, let's go into James Adair, right? So remember, you want to make sure that you go back and prove my sources. That's what you want to go do. You want to, what I'm doing is I'm giving you guys quick sources. You guys go back, rewind the tape, and go look deep into my sources. But let's do that with one example with James Adair or James Adair. Okay. We're going to look at his book, History of the American Indian, and we're going to see what he actually talks about just so we can prove his writings a little bit further. Okay. Okay, so let's go from there, and let's James Adair here. Let's see, Salakia. Y'all bear with me. Here he is, right here. All right. So this is his book right here. Let's go back up. James Adair, 1709 to 1783. What did I say? From the 1400s all the way to like the 1800s. So James Adair was around in 1709 to 1783. Let's go to his contents of his book, The History of the Indians. What do we see? So in his contents, always read the contents because it's going to let you know what the chapter is about. So when you look at chapters, it says a history of the Northern American Indians, their customs, observations of their color, shape, temper, and dress. So he observed their color, their temper, their dress, and all of that. Observations of the origin. So down this is 10, so it changes here. Page 10. Observations of the origin and the descent of the Indians. Look at this. 15. We're gonna go there. Observations and arguments in proof of the American Indians being descended from the Jews. See that? This is what James Adair wrote. Look at this. When you get to page 18. 15 is argument 1, their division into tribes. Look at this. When you get to 18, their worship of Jehovah. See that? Their worship of Jehovah. When you go down to 80, their prophets and high priest, their festivals, fast, and religious rites, their daily sacrifices, their oblations and anointings, their laws of uncleanliness, their abstinence from unclean things. And we talk about that a little bit when we talked about Fray Diego Duran. So Fray Diego Duran and James Adair. Fray Diego Duran was before James Adair. They both wrote about how the ancient Native Americans were in line with the Jewish customs. Their marriages, divorces, and punishments of adultery. There are several punishments. They're cities of refuge. If y'all know what a city of refuge is, we ain't talking about the church. We talking about city of refuge is where if I accidentally murder someone of my nation's brother and now the family wants to retaliate, I have a city of refuge to go to. That's the scriptures. Well, the Native Americans had that too. Their purifications and ceremonies, preparatory to war, their ornaments, their manner of curing the sick, their burial of the dead, their mourning for the dead, their raising seed to the deceased brother. What law is that? This is all the law of the duty of thy brother. You can find that in the scriptures. Their choice of names adapted to their circumstances and the times. You see this? So all of this is going into how they're connected with the Israelites. But let's go back up and let's go to 15. Let's go to page 15. Let's go to page 15. So page 15 is put sevens if that's clear. Put sevens if that's clear. Let me get the contents again. All praises. I would have loved to ask Golden Showers these questions. Is why all of these 1,600 scholars writing about this. So 15 is observations and arguments and proof that the American Indians being descended from the Jews. So that's what we're about to go read about right now. 15. Y'all gotta study, man. Gotta study. 15. Without a shadow of a... Okay, so here it is right here. So this is page 15. Observations and arguments in proof of the American Indians being descended from the Jews. A number of particulars present themselves in favor of a Jewish descent, but to form a true judgment and draw a solid conclusion, the following arguments must not be partially separated. Let them be distinctly considered. Then unite them together and view their force collectively. Argument 1. As the Israelites were divided into tribes and had chiefs over them, so the Indians divided themselves, each tribe from a little community within the nation. And as the nation has its particular symbol, so have each tribe the badge from which it is demonstrated. The section of each tribe is a necessary part and conveys and entreaties, to which he affixes the mark of his tribe as a corporation with us dove their public seal ID. So basically, each tribe had their ID and their seal. If we go from nation to nation among them, we shall not find one who does not linely distinguish themselves from his respective family and geological names which they assume are derived either from the names of those animals whereof the cherub are said in Revelations to be compounded, or from such creatures as are most familiar to them. They have the families of the eagle, panther, tiger, and buffalo, the family of the bear, deer, raccoon, tortoise, snake, fish, and likewise of the wind, the last, if not derived from the appearance of the divine glory as expressed by the prophet Ezekiel. So basically, what he's saying is that each tribe had a badge and had a signet that they were known for. Well, doesn't that sound like each tribe had their signet? When we read, let's get that scripture real quick. Get the scripture. Here it is, right here. Let's get it in the KJV real quick. All right. So basically, what he's saying is the same way the detail was that they had their symbols that they identified themselves with, and even when it goes into the animals, Israel did the same thing. Lion tribe of Judah. You see what I'm saying? Benjamin was a raven and a wolf. You see that? So Israel also identified themselves by certain characteristics of animals as well. This is Numbers 1 and 52. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their host. So what James Adair is saying, he's seeing Numbers 1 and 52. That, hey, they're doing the same thing, but it gets better. All right. Um, let's keep going. Let's get to the point. Boom, boom, boom. Let's read. Let me see. Boom, boom. Let's read. Um, I'm gonna read this. Argument 2. By a strict paramount divine precept, the Hebrew nations were ordered to worship at Jerusalem, Jehovah, the true and living God, and who by the Indians is styled Yah, Yahweh, which the 72 interpreters, either from ignorance or superstition, had translated Adonai, and is the very same as the Greek chorus, signifying sir, lord, or master, which is commonly applied to earthly uh, po- potentates, without the least signification of or relation to the most great and awful name which describes the divine essence, who naturally and necessarily exist of himself without beginning or end. The ancient heathens, it is well known, worshipped a plurality of gods, gods which they formed themselves according to their own liking, right? So the heathens had many different gods. Israel had one. I'm gonna skip. But these Indian Americans pay their religious uh, devour to, I'm a butcher this, Loko Istu Hulu Abba, the great benefits, supreme Holy Spirit of fire, who resides above the clouds and on earth also with unpolluted people. So let's look up this. Let's look up this deity who is similar to the Most High. Hold on, so I can show you guys real quick. So look at this deity here. Let me go here. Forgive me for mispronouncing. All right. Let me see. It's gonna pull up James Adair. Maybe it's not gonna. Let me see. Okay, it's gonna pull up James Adair. Hold on. Oh, images. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Let me see. I want you guys to look him up. All right. So when you look up this name of this ancient deity, it's always going to come up the Indians being connected to the descendants of the Israelites. Let me go up. All right, and this is by evangelists. Let's just read a little bit about this. Throughout the years, there has been speculation that the Native American peoples are the descendants of Hebrews. When Christopher Columbus first discovered America, he and his crew found a large population of people already inhabiting the land. Is it possible that these Native Americans were descendants of the Jews? It's going into the Phoenicians. I haven't gotten deep into this source, but you guys just take this Native American name just for the sake of time. I don't know how to pronounce it. Loka Isto Holo Abba. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it basically is the supreme god of holy fire. All right, and then according to the Native American tradition, this god reside above the earth in the clouds. Okay, resembling the God that the Israelites served. All right. Um, let's go down some more. Let's get this real quick. It's a lot of information, so and I didn't plan on going through his book today, but I'm gonna read a little bit more. It says the ceremonies of the Indians in their religious worship are more after the Mosaic institution than pagan imitation, which could not be if the majority of the old natives were of the heathenist descent. For all bigots and enthusiasts will fight to death for the very shadow of their superstitious worship, when they have even lost all the substance. There yet remains so many marks as to enable us to trace the Hebrew ex- extraction and rites through all the various nations of the Indians. And we may, with a great deal of probability, conclude that if any heathen accompanied them to the American world or were settled in it before them, they became proselytes of justice, and their pagan rites and customs were swallowed up in the Jewish. To illustrate a general subject, I shall give the Indian opinion of some of the heathen gods contrasted with that of the pagans. The American Indians do not believe the sun to be any bigger than it appears to the naked eye. Conversing with the Kinkasha, our chief magus or high priest, about that luminary, he told me it might possibly be as broad and round as his winter house, but he thought it could not well exceed it. We cannot be surprised that the and remember, he's a heathen, so y'all gotta forgive me, he speaks real, that the stupidity of the Americans in this respect, when we consider the gross ignorance which how prevails among the general part of the Jews, not only of the whole system of nature, but of the essential meaning of their religious ceremonies received from the divine majesty. So basically, he's making a parallel between um how the Native Americans would go to the priests for their rites, their luminary passages and rites, right, in the tale of the times, right, and they would do the same thing to calculate their days and things of that nature. And how the Native Americans thought that the sun was small, even though they were very wise in calculating the luminaries. All right, just like how the Israelites calculated their luminaries and kept their ancient calendars by the moon and the sun and things of that nature. All right, so let's get some more. I'm just going through his book, but you guys got to actually read. I read a little bit of this. I haven't read the whole thing, but I went through and I read a little bit of the context. I want you guys to definitely take this source of James Adair and you guys read it, and the other sources that I gave you here on out. But let's see. Let's get one more. Let's see. Let's go back up to the contents real quick. And this is a PDF. You can find it online, his PDF, or you can buy the hard copy. 37 will be good. The language and dialect. That's going into the language and how the language is similar. You know what? From the sake of time, I probably won't go through that. Probably won't go through that. But I'll just give you guys this source and you guys can take it and go into that history with James Adair. So let me go back here. So just to backtrack. So check out Fray Diego Duran, all right, his book of the God and Rights in the Ancient Calendar. Look into Christopher Columbus and Azeroth. Look up Lee Huddleston and also Luis de Torres. Okay. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, which is a known one of the Israelite community. And 103 amazing facts about the Black Indian, and you can start at fact 17 all the way to 20, and it gives you the facts, and then you can kind of go through and look up the facts. All right. Put sevens in the chat if that was clear. Put sevens in the chat if that was clear. All right. Sevens in the chat if that was clear. All right. We've been on for about 2 hours, 30 minutes. So I'm probably wrap it up. Let me go up and see if there's any questions. Okay. All praises. We just kind of went through the history a little bit. All praises. All right. Well, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll wrap it up. We'll be back tomorrow for 4:30 class. So basically tune in to 4:30 class, family. I hope everybody was edified with that brief explanation of the fringes and the tassels, and also a little bit going into some of the history of the Latinos or the Mexicans. So again, tune in with us tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for 4:30 class. Please tune in and shoot. Until next time, family, I'm gonna say shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatam, rise to the nation of Israel. Blessings, 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 and until next time, shalom, family.